The first series of emails Emily Brick shared on whatdotheyknow.com merely substantiates that Tsai's thesis was gone, or it flat out didn't exist by 2011. However, conspirators would need to get even more creative if they were to convince the public that a 1984 thesis actually existed. If the school's archive files are to be trusted, then why is it that University of London's archive says Tsai was awarded her degree in February 1984, while LSE claims she was awarded March 14, 1984? It's no wonder that LSE's website statement says, "We can be clear the records of LSE and the University of London, the degree awarding body at the time, confirmed that Dr. Tsai was correctly awarded a PhD in law in 1984. The schools couldn't agree on an exact month when Tsai graduated." We can deduce that the University of London administrators suspected the legitimacy of Tsai's degree early on. However, those suspicions were smacked down using archival files, which obstructed further inspection into the matter. Though Tsai's thesis concerns managed to disappear from public concern in 2011, conversation about it once again came back to the public eye during her second run for president. On June 24, 2015, 10:03 a.m., LSE Library sent an email to Senate House Library. The letter said, "A thesis indexed in ProQuest has been requested from us. We unfortunately do not have a record of this thesis in the library. I have also been looking in the Senate House catalog and have been unable to locate a thesis by this author. From my experience, the Senate House Library still keeps a record of the theses they held from LSE students, but with a note saying it has been returned to the institution. I have checked our alumni database, and I can confirm that Tsai Ing-wen did graduate with a PhD in law in 1984. This query is quite urgent. The author in question is the leader of a Taiwanese political party and is running in the upcoming elections. She is receiving a lot of publicity, and consequently, we have been contacted multiple times in the past 2 days. If you could email or phone me by the end of the day just so I know that someone is looking into this, that would be wonderful." A Senate House Library official responded to this email at 11:19 a.m. on the same day saying, "I have done a bit of research for you and can confirm that we have no record of the thesis on our online catalog. However, we do have an old card catalog covering theses from the 1980s, and there is a card for this one, which indicates that we were due to receive this thesis, but it never arrived. Unfortunately, no reason was given regarding its non-receipt, which is not much help. The thesis does not appear to be on the British Library Ethos service either. You could try contacting blank to see if anybody there can help you." The LSE librarian then sent an email to the University of London's transcript office at 11:26 a.m., notifying it that there was a problem locating Tsai Ing-wen's degree. The transcript office responded at 2:28 p.m. saying, "I have checked on our system. It shows that Ing-wen Tsai was awarded the PhD degree in 1984 at LSE. We used to have Higher Degrees Office in charge of taking care of all PhD awards. This office does not exist anymore. My understanding is that all queries which were meant to be directed to this office are now being handled by blank. Therefore, it will be best if you contact her." From these emails, we can see the University of London's attempts to cover for Tsai Ing-wen. This school already had Tsai's degree award records in 2011. In 2015, those records had already made their way to the transcripts office. The email chain in 2011 exposed that TAI's records were in the school's archives and not the transcript office like they should have been. No other school department had such information. However, that mistake was rectified by 2015. The records were where they should have been, the transcript office. Interestingly, the transcript office seems hesitant to rewrite history, so it tossed the ball to a higher degrees office which previously existed. The transcript office said TAI's information should have been kept there, but because the higher degrees office had since been dissolved, the transcript office could only speak to TAI's degree award date. The overall message was that the transcript office did not have any real documents substantiating TAI's degree. The transcript office couldn't even provide an actual name for the department it referred to, as if it was afraid someone would look into the matter further. They simply called the department a higher degree office. This proved once again that efforts to validate TAI's degree have kept running into extraordinary circumstances. If the transcript office is telling the truth, then we need to point out that there was a problem with document transfers when the higher degree office was dissolved. Does that mean that all graduates from 1984, not just TAI, had their files bungled? Is the transcript office's ability to verify graduates from 1984 boiled down to confirming award dates and nothing else? Or is Tsai Ing-wen the only one? The transcript office's explanation of events does not stand up to scrutiny. This email exchange only proves that the University of London is merely covering for Tsai. There are many takeaways from the two email chains from the University of London. There's simply not enough time in one episode to cover everything. However, it is imperative to go over all of the implications these emails contain. Next episode, we will continue to look at these email chains. The most important question is, why did Tsai Ing-wen go to LSE on June 7, 2011? Why did she visit David Held and Anthony Giddens? Furthermore, why did the University of London begin looking into her thesis shortly after her trip? Why did Emily Brick hide the first email from the 2011 email chain? If school libraries didn't have any information on the thesis, who was the first person to realize it was missing? More in-depth analysis will come in the next episode.
跟一般的 XO 酱不一样，就是它用料食材真的是5星级啦。其实就是你可能烫个青菜，然后你就加一点干贝酱，或者是炒饭的时候呢加一点干贝酱，其实就很够味了。来5星级料理呢，到快点购就可以买得到。有需要的朋友呢，欢迎大家可以一起来分享资讯了。